Hello, everyone. I'm sure many of you are wondering, where is Aisha Yusuf? Where have I been? For a lot of time, I've not been posting the way I usually regularly would post. It's been a lot of work behind the scene, a lot of meetings and all of that. And I must say to you that being in a political party is way, way different from being supporter of someone. But it's really quite interesting, and for me, I just love, I'm soaking in all the knowledge, all the new experiences, the bass boost, the different this thing that is going on. It's actually fun. So yeah, and I've also gotten, quite a number of messages from people checking on me, whether I'm okay or not. Yes, I'm okay. My voice is a little bit cracked, shouting, talking in political parties, in political meetings. And so, but otherwise, other than the voice that is a little bit, you know, cracked or patched, there is even much better now. Everything is really fine. Today, I just want to talk about something that is very important. And I know many people are tired, really tired of hearing this, but it's got to be said. We need to focus, on politics. Politics is how you get to change the country. If you want to fix Nigeria, we have to fix politics. And if we're talking about politics, we equally have to look at party, internal party democracy. Internal party democracy is very important. And if we do not take care of internal party democracy and uh, and ensure that parties actually practice democracy, there is equity, fairness, free, fair, credible elections, then the nation is also not going to get, or that. But having said that, is to say to every one of us again that nature abhors vacuum, and whatever we do, we must ensure that we are participating. Because if you don't participate, it does not mean that everything is going to come to a standstill. No, nothing is going to come to a standstill. Something else will be on to do whatever it is that you have refused to do. In terms of participating in politics, if you refuse to participate in politics, others are going to participate in that politics. And somehow you're finding that more and more people who either live in the villages are the ones who take part more in party activities. For a lot of people, they just feel that, look, no, they don't care. Even if they want to try on election day, they will just go in and vote. As good as that one is, although, like someone said, they are usually the swing votes. As good as that one is, it's equally very important for us to have people who are part of parties. And these people are the ones who are going to choose the people that we then end up voting with. So at the end of the day, the real politic and the real power politics, the real politics that can change lives and nation are done within the party. And if you are not part of that process, whatever it is that is given by those parties are what are endorsed at the end of the day. And it's usually about who gets more endorsement when it comes to parties. There's a place in the life of a country where it doesn't matter. People can decide not to be part of political parties because at the end of the day, they're going to bring in people, the best. Yeah. So you're choosing best among best. And it's usually based on your choices are not usually based on what are their ideology. For example, like in the US, where they will say, are you pro life or are you pro choice? On things like that. But if you live in a country where you don't have that choice, it's usually the lesser evil, or like they say, between the devil and the Red Sea, then it's very important for you to participate in party politics so that you're able to help in the decision making of who ends up being a candidate. Most parties, like I've always said this before, there's no party that does not have very competent people, but usually, people focus on who is it that is going to either they're going to control more and that is going to allow the status quo that we've seen in Nigeria. But having said this, yeah, one of the things that I've learned in the last how many months now, 3 months that I've been in a political party and being actively involved in it, is the fact that Politicians have every right ah to be angry, to be frustrated, to feel betrayed when people get into office and they just forget about them. When and like I say, even the mentality, even this whole attitude of money for hand, back for grand kind of politics that we do in Nigeria, where people are just fixated on, oh, give us the money, give us the money. That meme that they usually would do. I've come to see it and realize it. And I think it's a very heinous thing for someone to get into office and actually forget the people, and especially the people that worked in the political parties with them. Why am I saying this? Because you see, there's a whole lot of work that is put into ensuring that a few people get elected. Because not everybody is going to get elected. So are some people who are putting their all to make sure that people get elected. And then these people get into office. Guess what? They forget those people. How then do you want them to feel, to think? And maybe that's the reason why there's no trust. And people feel like, oh, we've heard that before. Many people have come and gone. They said they were going to do this, do this. When they get in there, they don't also do it. And then it's also like the egg and chicken kind of story. Which one comes first? No matter how you do it. Why you say that uh, the people who get into office, because they've had to spend their money to get in there, when they get in there, service is not the first thing they are thinking about. You're also thinking about the people who get them into office, having seen that a lot of people get into office and forget them. So people are like, what can we get now? We're not interested in any cock and bull story, whether you're going to work, you're not going to work. We've seen a lot of people say that to us, but they end up not working at the end of the day. So it's really, it's tough. But if we need to break it, for us to get good governance, accountability, transparency, for us to have a country that works for all of us, we must get to a place where we break this circle, where we have people who get into office and have empathy. Empathy, empathy, empathy. In leadership, that's the most important thing. Because when you have empathy, you will care. You will care that people are being killed and you want to do something to stop it. You will care that people are hungry and you want to do something to stop it. You will care that people are out of school, children are out of school, and you do everything to stop it. Empathy is that difference that you see in the leadership, in relationship. And it's important that whatever we do, we vote in people with empathy. So go register on ADC at www.adcregistration.ng so that you can become part of those that we choose, those who become the party flag bearers. Thank you so much.